Okay, well, welcome to Balderdash. This is my second island, although it has become my primary island. So it's the place that I spend the most time these days, although I don't have the most hours logged into this one because my first island, it was obviously where I spent most of the time during the pandemic and whatnot. But I wanted to do a little island tour, and this island tour is particularly oriented towards people who might not play Animal Crossing. I have had a few people just ask me why I play, what's the draw, isn't that a boring game, or isn't that a little kid game, those sorts of questions. So I thought I would just do a little island tour so that you guys could have a sense of what the draw is, and decide for yourself if you might want to play this game. This is a game, it's called Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's the newest Animal Crossing game that's out. It came out in March of 2020, so all of those of us who've been playing from the beginning, we played right through the pandemic, and so this was like a very kind of soothing way to spend time during a time when things were pretty chaotic and unpredictable in the world. And I found it kind of fun to be able to just kind of, collect things and plant things and change the landscape and so on. When you start the game, you don't have nearly as much stuff as what my island has. You start with just a little tent on an island that has almost nothing but trees on it and a couple of villagers. And then you just kind of gradually build up your collection of items, and you get recipes and learn to craft things, and your island becomes bigger and not bigger and bigger space-wise, but more and more dense, and at some point you get the ability to terraform, which is where you get to make these cliffs, like this cliff that I'm going up the steps for. So all of this that you see is all stuff that I placed. So I planted these flowers, I planted these trees, I put that sign there, I put this little pile of leaves. These rocks that I'm walking on are custom designs that I put in there. And you don't have to make them yourself. You can get custom designs from other people. The codes are online. It's really easy. All of this, I think the biggest appeal of Animal Crossing is that it's really easy to make things look super cute, because the items themselves are already cute, and then you just put them together and it just looks really, really nice, as you can see. So I put these stairs here, and I put these cliffs here, and I did all of this stuff, and it's very satisfying to be able to kind of have your island come together and look exactly the way that you want it to. You can make it look very sparse and simple, or you can really make it quite dense the way that mine is. My first island was not very dense, but as I've played, it's just gotten more and more dense. So I want to take you on a little tour of my island. I'm just going to open up my little Nook phone here and show you a map of my island. And so as you can see, there are a number of different things. So this is me, my main player on this island, and my house is the pink thing that's glowing there, the pink little house looking thing. Then these are all of my villagers who live on my island. So these are they're called Npcs. They're non-playable characters, and they are just AI, like they're artificial intelligence type of. Each one of them has their own little personality, and they each have their own cute little house. And as I kind of go around from person to person, you can see where their houses are. I put those houses there, and I decorated the outsides of the houses. Now they all come with their own inside decorations, and the way that I choose my villagers is based on their houses as well as their personalities and how cute they are. This is my Woodland Island, and so all of the characters that I picked to come and live on my island are all woodland creatures except for Renee, who is a horse. This guy is like a mountain sheep. He lives up high. Frida, actually, I think Frida is a girl, although most of these villagers are not really very gendered. But yes, so anyhow, this is my island. And then you can see that there are, in addition to my house and the houses of all of my villagers, I also have a second player on here. She is an artist, and she was somebody who was playing the game and then they stopped playing with me, and so I just kept the character. And her house is a little artists collective that I'm making. This island isn't completely finished, and so her house is in a part of the island that's not finished, but it's a work in progress, so it's really fun. Then over here on the other side of this map, we have all of the other buildings that are not houses, and so we have resident services, Nook's Cranny, we have Able Sisters, which is so this is like a general store, and this is a clothing store. This is the museum where you donate fish and bugs and dinosaur bones and art to build up your museum. Then there's also a campsite, which is where new villagers can every once in a while come and visit your island. They just randomly show up one day, and if you like them, you can invite them to come and live on your island, and then one of these people will move out and your new camper will move in. And so that's one of the main ways that you can get villagers. But I'm not here to really explain exactly how the game works, but I wanted to give you just a bit of a sense. So I get to choose my clothes every day. I tend to not change my clothes. I have been wearing this outfit for quite some time now, and I'm just not a big fashion person, so I kind of don't really pay attention to it. So this is the airport. So if somebody were to visit my island, so other players who have their own islands, they can actually fly here and they'll come out. I just give them my island code, and then they come out this door, and then we can interact with each other and have fun and run around my island, and they can catch any bugs that are here, or they can, borrow take some supplies that I might give them, and those sorts of things. So I'm just going to start this tour here at the airport. So this is the kind of first impression that you get of my island, and you can see there's a sign that says that there's woods over here, and there's also woods over here this way. And so I'll bring you past here. This is my Tiki Bar, and I just have it decorated with a bunch of hula girls in the back. I love this item. It's a little bit of a hard to get item, so I have spent a lot of time kind of trying to collect those. And the song that plays here is Aloha KK, which is the KK Slider is the musician on the island, and he comes by every Sunday. You can get some music from him, so that's what is playing on the little music player here. And then if I had gone the other way, so here we are back at the beginning. If I had gone through here, this is my little airport lounge. So I just got some Dodo Airlines, which is the airline that services Animal Crossing World. I got some of their promotional items and put them out here, and you can actually, have a seat here, have a little drink. The staff here who don't have heads, because these are just outfits that are placed to kind of take the space of where a person would stand. They're all dressed up in their airline uniforms, which is kind of like it's like a themed little lounge area. And then here is what might be considered like the gift shop. You can get Dodo Airlines themed hats and backpacks and sleeping masks and slippers and whatnot. Then over here, we just have a little pirate area that has like a little pirate chest and some golden flowers and some pieces of gold and some money trees all in here. It's kind of barred off with these jail bars just to make it a little separate area that's like a little bit of a sense of danger or mystery. And here's a little pirate outfit that's supposed to be like a little pirate sitting there. Now, this area here that is closed off by these jail bars, you can go through them, but this area here is what I would consider my backstage area. So this is not developed. This is basically just my storage area, so I keep some of my favorite flowers back here and some extra trees that I might want to move and some extra shrubs that I might want to move if I ever decide to redecorate. I might put like shrubs that are out of season and whatnot and those sorts of things. And you can get to like the rest of my island through over here. So I'm gonna go back to the beginning because this is just kind of like a little interesting area that I wanted to show you that isn't really the most important part of my island. So if we follow these stairs up here, we will get to the main part of my island. And over here to the right, I have just a little forested area. And there's a little picnic basket and blanket area here where you can have a little picnic on the cliff overlooking the airport and the ocean. There's a little park bench here where you can sit and just enjoy the forest. I do have a garbage can here that I kind of forgot to put away before I took you guys on a tour. I didn't really clean up or anything, so there might be weeds or fossils in the ground here. Like there's a tree branch that fell down that I can't pick that up very easily because of the fencing and whatnot. I have some mushroom lamps in this forest because I just love the mushroom lamps and I wanted to use them all. But this is just like a big forested area. It doesn't really have much other than, you know, you could take a little walk in the woods. Then heading over this way, we come to, I guess, like maybe the first designed area of my island, which is this little cafe bookstore type of place. You can sit here and have a cup of tea. I put books all over the place here so that it could have like a really cozy feel. The bookshelves, and I just used the jail bars to be like a railing almost on this kind of like a rooftop bookstore cafe type of thing. Now, if you jumped over here, this again, there's another jail bar here that signifies this is more of that backstage area. So this is not developed. It's just kind of storage and stuff. I have some ideas for that area, but I just haven't developed it yet. So then we walk along here and we pass by my little pumpkin patch. I actually have 2 pumpkin patches on this island. You can grow those. You buy them in the store, the little starts, and then you can grow them. And this brings us to residential services, which in my island is the center of the island. It's not exactly the center, but I specifically chose this island because resident services, which is right here, is very central. And I wanted to have like a long entrance area that I could take you on a little walk around my island before you got to resident services. So that's what we just did right there. So resident services is the place that you go if you want to make any changes to your island. You can talk to the people who work here. They kind of run the island. Tom Nook is the raccoon over here who will give you advice if you want to change the landscape or add bridges or inclines, or you also get your mortgage from him. You start with a tiny little tent and then you move up to a house and a bigger house and whatnot. There's also an ABD here, which is an automatic bills dispenser, which is like a bank machine where you can get your money. And Isabel also works here and she helps with other parts of island life. So you can talk to them in there. But this is sort of like one of the main places that villagers go to hang out. And I'm actually really surprised. It is 3:15 and there are no villagers here. Oh, wait a second. There is Marshall. Now, I've already spoken with Marshall today, so he might be annoyed with me if I talk to him again. But if he comes out where you can see him, I totally want to talk to him because he's so cute. Okay, he doesn't want to come out. Yeah, I know. I'm bugging you today. Let's talk, Marshall. Uh-oh. Show some respect and learn their names. The world would be a better place, wouldn't it? You're right, Marshall. So this is how my resident services looks. If I were to head over this way, I would go towards the neighborhoods and my own house, which is actually an inn. And if I go down this way, this sign here with the owl on it means our museum is down this way. And so the museum is run by an owl named Blathers. And let's go in here. So this is how I have my museum, the outside of my museum decorated. And what you do is you just kind of donate things to Blathers, like bugs and fish that you catch or sea creatures that you catch. And I have this little community feast down here. This is very much inspired by the Thanksgiving event that happens on the island every year. And some of these items are from that event. So this little fireplace and hearth and this casserole dish, they're all from the Thanksgiving collection that you can get on Thanksgiving Day, or Turkey Day they call it. This is a work in progress. I'm going to make this be like a little musical area. And then this is a little party area, like a children's party area. So I just kind of dumped all of the stuff that had like a children's party type of feel to it right here. Oh, I see a weed. I'll just pick that. There we go. See how easy it is to play this game. So I've decorated this with some of the fossils that I've dug up out of the ground. Every day there are 4 fossils for you to find all over your island, so you can go for a little walk. Some people call it chores, where you go through your island and you pick weeds and collect any fossils that are buried in the ground. I call it island appreciation. I like to just kind of walk through, and sometimes I get decoration ideas. Here's a little vignette that I created right here with the background. You can see the fence up on the cliff, and then these trees and barrels and stools and stuff. Across this bridge is where my Nook's Cranny, this is their general store where I can buy some supplies. And also sell some things. So every day there are different things for sale in the store, and those things become things that you decorate your island with. So things like maybe this chair might be for sale there, or this pillow might be for sale there. Some of these other things are items that I've crafted. So like this picnic set, for example, I crafted that, and I crafted this log bench that I'm sitting on. I crafted that as well. Here's my second pumpkin patch. It has a scarecrow, which I did craft. And so this is kind of like the farm area of my island. And it leads to an orchard. I don't have a huge orchard. Oh, there's Pico. I'll go have a little chat with her. I don't have a huge orchard. I think I have 3 of each kind of tree. Oh, Molly. I have noticed. Everybody says baby cakes a lot. Ever since I told Marshall to use it as a nickname or as a catchphrase, I think everybody else started using it as well. I like it. It suits you, mostly because I don't want to think of another catchphrase while I'm filming a video. There we go. So as you can see, you can chat with your islanders, and they all have their own cute little personality, and they'll say different things each time that they talk to you. And they're all kind. They're all sweet. Nobody's mean in Animal Crossing. In fact, nothing bad ever happens in Animal Crossing. It's quite lovely. As you can see, I kind of haven't cleaned up my beach. Oh, look. Renee is doing zoomies. This is how they play. They run around like airplanes. They're so cute. I've left some fish bait out because I was fishing earlier today, and I just had to empty my pockets to make room for the fish. But you can fish in any body of water, but this is a particularly good place to fish. There's no fish here right now, though. So yeah, this is my orchard slash farm area right here. And I haven't done much on my beaches, so I'm not going to really show you much of my beach. But here is Nook's Cranny. That's the little general store. And then if we go over behind Nook's Cranny, I have a little nestled, another little cafe area, a little outdoor cafe. This is Dobie. He's my cute, adorable wolf. I've already talked to him several times today. He is watering my flowers for me. Isn't that kind of him? And then, so this is actually Pico's home over here. And I have her home decorated with bamboo trees and these paper lanterns and this Asian shelf, and just all kind of things that fit with her personality, but also with her, the inside of her house is decorated in an Asian theme. And so, and I also chose lilies as the flower for her yard. And this is a music player, so I get to choose what music plays outside of her house as well. Then if we go up here, we have more parts of the neighborhood. So at the very, very top tier, I have Frida's house. She is my mountain sheep. That's why I have her way up at the top. And one of the reasons I have her on my island, even though she's not technically a forest creature, is because look at the inside of her house. Wait till you see it. Oh, look at it. Right now it's a little bit out of theme because she has her workbench out because she's building something. But her house looks like a diner and I really, really love it. I love it so much. And she looks like a hamburger, which is so cute. Now, because she's crafting, I can get a recipe from her. She's making a wooden mirror table. And yes, I already know how to make the wooden mirror table, but yeah, it's not that hard. She's going to give me the recipe for it anyways, because that's what they do. And then I can share it with a friend who might not have that recipe. So that's that. So I decorated her yard to look like kind of her, right? Like with the red and yellow and green as the main colors up here. I chose music that I thought she would like. And then behind her house and down a level is Dobie's house. And I try, so when you're friends with somebody for a while, they will give you their photo if you give them lots of gifts and treat them really nice. It's kind of like the mark of optimal friendship is when people give you, when characters give you their photos. And so what I do with the photos when they give them to me is I display them outside of their house, almost like a nameplate for their home. Now, this is Dobie's home, but it has someone else's photo outside because this used to be Coco's house, and Coco asked to leave the island as she was ready to move on and to you know, a different life somewhere else. And so that's when I invited Dobie to come. And Dobie is fairly new to my island, and so I don't have his photo yet. So I just left Coco's out almost as a memory. Coco was one of my favorites. I was a little sad to let her go, and I didn't have to let her go, but I decided I knew I wanted Dobie on my island because I love the inside of his house. So I was happy to have him. And I have Coco's amiibo card, so I can get her again if I really wanted her, if I really missed her. But I had Coco on this island, and I also had her on the other island because I liked her so much. Now down here on the beach, I have put Molly's house. Now Molly is the little duck that I was talking to earlier, and she has a fairly big yard. Her yard comes all the way over here, including this little waterfall area, and all of her duck friends are here. I can't go into her house because she's not home, but she has a little laundry area out here with another duck friend and some more ducks and a little sitting area behind her house. Way over here up the beach area, we have a stargazing area. At nighttime, you can actually look into the sky, and you don't have to use these items here. They're more for decor. But if you look up in the sky at night, you might see a shooting star. And if you do, you can wish on it, and you'll get these little stars that you see. There's one here, star fragment, and there's one on the table as well. These you can use to craft special items with. And so I just have some on display there. in the Stargazing area. Now, if you walk through this little tiny wooded area, you will come to Marshall's house. This is Marshall's house. Marshall is the little white chipmunk who looks like this, who I spoke to at the beginning of the video. He has a really adorable house too, and he has this little private beach here. He's very special. He's probably my favorite islander, my favorite villager. And today, Red is here. Red is a fox who sails in once a week on this boat and docks here, and you can buy artwork from him. But sometimes he will sell you counterfeit items. He will actually sell you fake art, so you have to be careful. He's a shifty guy, that Red. This is where Poppy lives, and Poppy is my book-loving chipmunk. And so I have a little tiny library here and some stacks of books, and I don't have Poppy's photo yet, so that's why you don't see her photo there. This is Fana's yard. Fauna looks like this. She's actually in there. I'm not going to go inside of every single house, but I have decorated Fauna because she's a deer. I just gave her a real woodsy kind of themed house. Across the bridge here is her friend Eric, and he is also a deer. He's also home today. And I also just gave him a regular woodsy kind of theme. If you go back here and across this bridge, oh, there's Poppy. Hello, Poppy. Did I give you a gift yet today? Yes, I must have, because I can't give her one. You can only give one gift a day, so I can't. She's talking about my other character. Not sure what they were up to exactly, but it looked like fun. So this is Pecan's house. This is what Pecan looks like, and she has a fun house. Let's go inside, just so that you can see. Look at her house, isn't it cute? Oh, she has her craft table out too. She's gonna go do some writing or some reading. Oh yeah, she's reading a book there. Okay, I'm gonna talk to her because they get a little offended, not too much, but they'll kind of have a question mark if you leave without saying something. Yes, I have that problem too. Okay, and so now you can see we're kind of back here. This is Frida's house again, and then this is Pico's house again. So we've kind of come full circle. I'm going to circle around back. I can kind of jump across here. And this is Renee's house. She is my horse. And Renee is one of the rarer islanders, and she's just so cute, and you can't get an amiibo card for her yet. She's coming to amiibo soon, and so I didn't want to let her go. She came and lived on my island, and I really love that I can decorate her yard with lots of horse things like apples and a horse, like a little rocking horse here, and oh, there she is, and one of these little kind of like bouncy horses and buckets and that sort of thing. So she was just like too much fun to pass up, so I invited her to come and stay on my island. I don't think she's going to stay. I think I'm going to be replacing her with a bear or another squirrel or chipmunk or something. Oh, look at her, she's playing with the horsey now. So right here, just past Eric's house, you see another jail bar. So this is another kind of like backstage area. So this is my second player's house. Her name is Artista, and she is an artist, and her house is decorated like an artist's collective. And I've really only just started to decorate her house. Each house, if you expand it to its maximum, which takes a lot of money, a lot of bells, but each house can have the main room plus 3 more rooms off the main room, plus an upstairs and a downstairs. So I'll show you what I've done with her house. This room here is the garden room, which I'm actually it's not staying this. It's going to become a music room. But this is kind of like I just put all gardening stuff in here. And the central room is eventually going to be a gift shop. It's going to be reflective of all of the different arts that are represented in the different rooms in the house. And this is, I'm just calling it the Artists Collective is kind of my thought for this house. And so this is the sewing room. This person is maybe a costume designer. And you can see they have all of these outfits that they have designed and sewn. They have their credentials up on the wall. And because they're a sewer, I thought they would be into cross stitches and needle points and stuff. So I put those sorts of things on the wall in here. And anything that was kind of sewing related, I put in here. I'm pretty sure that this sewing kit actually opens up if I interact with it. I could be wrong. Oh, yeah, it does. There you go. And I think I could turn on the sewing machine and that sort of thing too. So this is that central room that isn't done yet. It will eventually be a gift shop. Over here is the painting room. And so this is the artist here, the headless artist. And these are all paintings. These are all counterfeit, fake paintings that I bought from Red when he tricked me into paying full price for paintings that the museum will not accept these if you try to give them to Blathers at the museum. So I decided to make a painter's room out of them all. You can look it up and find out which ones are the fake ones and which ones are the real ones, but I kind of find it fun to just buy them. Sometimes I buy the fake ones on purpose because I want to display them someplace on my island. This is the Shoemakers Shop, and this poster on the wall here is of Kix, who is the shoe salesperson. He's a traveling sales person. No, he's like, what is he? A skunk or a squirrel or something? I don't know what animal he is, but he sells shoes and bags, and so I thought that this would be like Kix's little workshop. And so I made it so that one side of this room was like display, so it has all the shoes on the walls and the backpack, and then the other side would be his workspace. And I am going to put some more things like on this workshop table and stuff. These are actual workbenches that I could do, like if I were to interact with it right now, I could craft items with it myself. So that's the upstairs. And then none of these are really finished, but Animal Crossing is coming out with an update very soon, and so there will be a lot more items available, and so I kind of stopped developing my space. This is where Flick makes his little butterfly and insect and fish models. So Flick is another character who comes to your island once a week, and he's a bug lover. And he will make these model butterflies that you see all around, or insects of whatever you give him 3 insects of, he will make a model of it for you. And he'll also buy your bugs for a better price than the general store will. And so I made this kind of have a bit of like a dungy basement feel. I really, really like Flick. He's probably one of my favorite characters. You can get these bug and fishing awards for a museum event. And so I just decided to put the bug and fish award on his wall because he works with bugs and fish. This is a bug cage. And then this is a little grasshopper right over here in the corner. And although my theory is that he makes his sculptures out of clay. And so this is a smoker, but I'm using it as a kiln, this little thing in the corner here. So that is what I have done so far of my artists collective. I will show you a tiny bit of the backstage area before I show you my own house. These are just items that I've put here for Artista. I don't play as her very often, so whenever I have items to give her, like right now I'm going to be changing the garden room into a music room. So these are some things that might go in the music room. These are just some placed tents. These are just toys that you get at Christmas time. And this is the campsite where random villagers will sometimes show up. And just more of these are like toy tents. Oh, there's a fly. I have been waiting. I've been waiting for a fly to come to my garbage. That's why I have garbage on my island, is so that I can catch a fly. This guy is actually very hard to get. Am I going to be able to get him? No, don't fly away. I got him. Yes. Okay. Now, I'm going to pick up this garbage because now that I have a fly, I don't need garbage. I'm going to go donate that fly to Blathers. And by the way, that what you saw up there is a fossil that's buried under the ground. So what I would do in my mornings when I'm doing island appreciation is I would just kind of come up here. When I saw that, I must have missed this one this morning. There are 4 fossils on your island every day. Oh, and then you see those bubbles out in the water? Those are sea creatures. So I could change into my bathing suit and jump down into the water. I don't think I could jump from here, but and go get, there's a sea creature there, but and there's another one right there. But I'm not going to do that right now. So I can donate that fly to Blathers, and then that will give me one more thing that I was missing from my museum. So this again is all kind of like undeveloped area. So here we are back at Renee's house, and if we go across the bridge this way, this is my house, which is an inn. And I will show you the garden area first because this is my happy place. I love it here. It took a lot for me to make this. This took me hours of, well, a lot of hours of collecting items to have all the right things to put down here. As you can see, this isn't real water. It's just a path that you put on the ground that looks like water. But I love, love, love this area. It is so much fun. And this is a real goldfish that I could donate to Blathers, but I already donated a goldfish, so I didn't need to do that. So yeah, that is kind of like a little Zen river garden type of area. This is a little bench that you can sit on. And then this is my house. I will go in and show you my house. I actually don't have my house decorated very well, but there's also this little park outside of the inn. And it just kind of goes nowhere, but it's, you know, different places that you can sit and enjoy the park-like atmosphere. And now let's go inside of the inn, also known as my house. So here we go. I do have some recipes on the ground, and I also have this item which doesn't really belong here. This is a warp pipe that allows you to warp from one place on the island to another. And when I'm doing work, it's kind of nice to be able to just kind of instantly warp back to your house. So that's why I have that there. But this is supposed to be like the main lobby. So let me just pick up some of these things so that you can get a sense of what it actually looks like. So this is my main lobby. I have 2 workers here. This key item is a crafted item, and the artwork on the wall is from Red, the guy whose boat is at the private beach over by Marshall's house. And I will show you some of the rooms in my inn. Some of them are really well thought out, and others are just kind of thrown together. So here I have my mushroom kitchen. This wallpaper is one of my favorites. It gives this real retro kind of look. So my thought here was that there might be themed rooms in this inn. And so this was the first room I ever made in this inn. And it's a fall themed room. And I didn't really do much with it. And so what I've decided to do since then is make this into like the office area of the inn. So this will be like where the manager goes, and there'll be like a little staff room area and filing cabinets and kind of like back room type of stuff. But obviously it still has that autumn themed room there. And then over here we have the spa. So we have the kitchen and the spa, and then there'll be like an office area. This is the spa, and I totally did not design this on my own. I copied it off of a photo in Instagram. In fact, I think it is item for item exactly copied. That's kind of some of the fun of this game, is that even if you're not good at coming up with ideas, I really love copying things, like just sourcing things and looking for it and searching it out and waiting to get the recipe and then finding all the ingredients and then making it. That's kind of like half the fun. So even if you're not really great at coming up with your own designs, it's still really satisfying to work on these projects. So here is my room that I really love. I love how bold it is. It is so loud, but it's just fun, right? You can actually sleep in the beds, and if you decide to go for a dream, I'm going to say no, I'm just going to lie down, because if I went to sleep, it would start a dream sequence, and I could actually visit some other people's islands in my dreams, and it's so fun. So anyhow, this is my turquoise and red room, because I love turquoise and red. And I can't remember what's in the basement. It could be nothing. It could be my place where I try out floor rugs. Let me think. Oh no, it's my wedding area. It used to be where I tried out floor rugs. But yeah, this is my wedding area. In the summer, there's a wedding event that allows you to collect all of these different wedding themed items, including the clothing. And so I just made a room that is like, it makes sense that within a inn, there might be like a wedding chapel for weddings and stuff. And then, right, I should have remembered that, because this is like the message board or the welcome board or whatever that says, you know, the wedding of so-and-so and so-and-so is in the basement. And so you'd go down there when you read that. So that's my island tour. I hope that you guys enjoyed having a look at what I've been up to over the past 2 years. I have been, obviously I've been scrapbooking a little bit, but I have spent quite a few hours playing this game as well. And it was really fun because my kids like to play this. I know I just cut off Renee. I'm so rude. I should go talk to her to make sure that her feelings aren't hurt. They wouldn't be. That's the beauty of this game, is that they don't get mad at you, really. You want to hang out? But my kids have islands, and it's been really fun to kind of collect items with them and, you know, just kind of hang out together, share things, trade recipes, trade fruit and items and stuff, and go shop on each other's islands. When, you know, if Red is at my island, then my girls could come and visit me and they can buy art from him too. Or if the, look at Marshall. He's just way too cute, but he's in my way. Marshall, why do you stand there? I'll go around the long way. Okay, well, thanks so much for checking out my island tour video. I might do another one because I'd love to share my more city or town themed island as well. So thanks for watching, and have a really great Scrappy and Animal Crossing kind of week. Bye-bye. Good morning. Welcome back to Balderdash. This is my favorite time of day in Animal Crossing. I came back to add some footage because I realized that there was a section of my island that I didn't show you. Actually, 2 sections. I'm going to start by showing you my little secret date night area. So I terraformed this little pathway here, and I think earlier in the video I mentioned that you can change the cliffs and the waterfalls and water and whatnot, but this is an area that I created just to be a little secret area. You can see like a little glimpse of it from above, like right where I'm pointing right now is that's the start of the staircase that's over by the place where the geo marker is, that's where I'm at, right in that little sunken in area. And as you can see, the staircase is right in front of where I'm standing right now, and that's where the airport is, where the tour actually began. And so here I am. It looks like I have actually something to do. So you'll get to see this. So one of the things that you can do in this game is collect what's called Nook miles, and I just collected some because I popped a balloon a few minutes ago before I started filming. I haven't been in here for a while, so a flower grew in a place that it wasn't supposed to grow, so I'll just pick that up. I'll put my shovel away. I just thought it would be fun to have a little hidden romance area on my island. So the other place that I forgot to show you, this is where my other warp tunnel is. So there's one inside of my house, and then the other one is here by the shop, so that if I need to go back to get something to sell or whatnot, I can just kind of move quickly between those two places. Here is the other area that I didn't show you. This is my Able Sisters shop. It's not open now because it is 5:36 a.m., but normally you could go in here and buy some clothing. And I also created a little post office area here. This is not exactly what I want it to be, but I haven't found all the items that I need yet. I wanted to put, I have a couple of ideas of some more things to put in here. And I like the old schooly outfit that the postal worker has there. And then I did decorate this cliff up above. And then what I did was, oh, there's another balloon I could pop if I could run over there. But what I did was I put this another little secret waterfall here. Put a little bench there, and it's just a little way that I can get through to the back here this is Molly's house that I already showed you. And then up here is Frida's house that I already showed you. Oh my goodness, it looks like Pico is up, or Pecan is up. Pecan, what are you doing up so early? She's an early riser just like me. We've already been in her house. She's crafting today. Yes, please. Pass along the info, Pecan. Spooky treats basket. I don't know how to make that yet. I would love to try. You do know all the tricks. Please teach me. So there. Okay, I now officially have all of the recipes. So that was the last one that I was missing. I guess I'm having good luck when I film. Because yeah, that's it. I now have all of the recipes. So these are all the things that you can craft in this game, with various supplies that you collect from chopping wood and hitting rocks and all of that. And then you can display them on your island. And then the other thing that you can do is shop in the stores and buy things that are not included in this big, long, exhaustive list. Okay, I just wanted to show you that. Thanks so much for coming along to my island tour. I'm thinking about starting an Animal Crossing channel. I actually have a number of videos that I don't want to keep on my computer, so I'd like to put them on YouTube so I can finally get rid of them. But basically, I like to film my islands before I knock them down and start all over again, so that I can remember all the different iterations of my island. And those videos that I've been taking are starting to really add up to on my hard drive, and I don't have a good storage solution for them. So I think I'm going to start a channel and just dump them all on a YouTube channel so that I can not have to think about where to keep them anymore. So if you happen to be interested in seeing some of that, let me know, and I'll let you know which channel it is when I have to figure out an email address and set something up. So thanks so much for watching, and have a really great Scrappy or Animal Crossing kind of a day. Bye bye!